Well, the Kansas-Kentucky game is set for December 1 and will mark the debut of the newly renovated Bankers Life Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis. The $362 million improvement project to the 21-year-old facility began in February and includes a $4.3 million scoreboard, refurbished club seating and suites, renovated upper and lower bowls, and 2 additional club seating areas. We get more now on this major makeover from Inside Indiana sports contributor Bill Benner. Bill.
Thanks, Gary. The shutdown of sports last March was a bad news, good news situation for those of the Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The bad news is obvious. No games, concerts, other activity. But the silver lining was the renovations could proceed virtually unimpeded with the appropriate safety precautions, of course. And joining us today for an update is the person who has overseen the first phase of this significant project, Mel Raines, Pacers Sports and Entertainment's Executive Vice President for Corporate Communications, Community Engagement, and most importantly, Facility Operations. Mel, thanks for being with us on the program. Hope you're well.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Well, again, it was a bad news, good news thing. We talked about the Fieldhouse of the future. The future now is now, almost now. What can people, when we finally get back to seeing fans in the Bankers Life, what can people expect to see on their initial entry?
We certainly hope to have people in soon to get to see it. We're excited to show them. There's a lot that we did. The phasing of the project, the 3 phases, were really to start phase 1 with the bottom of the building and move up through 22 and move out also as we renovate. So if you're walking past the field house, our construction fencing will be coming down soon, but you won't notice any changes on the exterior. But what we have been able to do is several things I think fans will be excited about when they come back. So the seats on the lower level have been changed and replaced. They were the original seats from 1999. They've seen a lot of good events and good games over the years, and they were ready to take a rest. So we have some new seats. They are gray instead of green, so folks will notice that change when they come in, and each year we'll be changing them out as we move up the building. We also have the new scoreboard. It is got 2 LED rings, one on the top and the bottom. The main screens are also larger. They're about 50 feet by 20 feet on the sidelines. And then we have a new underbelly screen. So if you're sitting in the lower level, you won't have to crane your neck up to be able to see statistics and other news on the center hung scoreboard. And it's really impactful. It's almost done, and I was in there looking at it this weekend with Rick Fuson, and it's a great improvement. One of the other things I think fans will notice is the practice court, which had been on the event level, and you can see it from the entry pavilion and the Delaware Street Plaza, has been moved up a level. It's the same ceiling. You don't notice a change from the outside, and that gave us some more operational space on the event level that we needed, and gives people access to the practice court directly from Delaware Street. So we're excited. We have a brand new floor going in, and just a refresh of the court. It looks fantastic.
Mel, is it a positive thing? Again, we want fans in the building as quickly as possible and in a safe manner, but the fact that we have these upcoming college basketball games, can that be kind of a dry run for the reopening of the building?
Sure. Yeah, we've been working with the Marion County Health Department and the state for many months on our reopening protocols. These games will not have fans in them, but it certainly is a good opportunity for us to, we haven't had an event since the men's Big Ten tournament stopped playing in March. And so we want to be sure that we're up and running by the time we have Pacer season going, and these are exciting games for us to host, and it's the number 1 and 2 teams in the country. I think the teams we have coming in, the lowest rated team is number 12 in the preseason polls, and so they're great games with some good partners of ours, and we're looking forward to turning on the lights and getting the new scoreboard fired up and showing everybody how the building looks.
Mel, you mentioned the Pacer season, tentatively scheduled, well, certainly to be scheduled NBA-wise on December 22. We don't know the Pacers schedule yet, but there might also be a preseason game, and I know everybody, again, will be anxious to see the Pacers back in their home building.
Yes, and we are too. We're excited to get the team back in town into training camp shortly after Thanksgiving. We expect a preseason game somewhere, I believe, between December 11 and 18. We will have the Crossroads Classic, as we have every year for many years, on December 19th. That will also be without fans this year, although there may be some limited family in that game, but we will not be selling tickets to that. And then the season will tip off sometime on or after December 22nd, and we are excited about the team and just excited to get back to what we do best, which is basketball.
Mel, we got about less than a minute left, so briefly, the ongoing next phases of the construction, you're working up and out, right?
Correct. So summer of 21, we'll be tackling the entry pavilion, starting the work in the plaza to the north of the building, and the main concourse and club levels. And then in the summer of 22, we'll be tackling the balcony. And in between, we will have some pardon our dust phases, as we like to call them, on the concourses. They won't affect our ability to host events and fans in the way we always have, but things will look a little bit different when we're working our way around the concourses.
Well, Mel, we certainly appreciate you coming on the show. On behalf of all of us at Inside Indiana Business, sincerest condolences on the recent passing of your father, and we wish you the best going forward, and we can't wait to get back to the Fieldhouse. Mel, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
You got it. Gary, back to you.
All right, Bill, we'll be right back after this.